will only be stroking the wounded ego of a lawless, twice-impeached, convicted felon president who not only unleashed a mob against Congress and his own vice president, but is now pardoned and released into our communities hundreds of extremists, insurrectionists, and cop-beating felons who have proceeded to commit dozens more crimes against the American people since they were pardoned. Mr. Smith,
what you doing?
I understand you are a long-distance marathon.
Okay.
I think you'll like this picture. It's probably gonna be a pumpkin.
Oh, that's a good baby. Oh, I've got a picture from earlier. Look at them babies. They all snuggling with each other.
They're so fucking cute.
Aren't they cute babies?
I fucking love them.
Yeah, we keeping them babies.
For a little bit.
You want a divorce?
I'm joking.
Remember where you stand in the lineup of the chain of food.
Alright, you gotta figure out who's who. This one's mine.
Alright.
I read that you're a triathlete who's done more than 100 triathlons and 9 Ironman competitions. You are in the fight for justice and the rule of law for the long distance, for the long haul, and I thank you for that. And we should all try to follow your example. America looks forward to your testimony today. I yield back to you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Smith, thank you for...
So these motherfuckers just killed an ICU nurse. These motherfuckers killed an ICU nurse today in cold blood. Someone who dedicated his entire life on saving the lives of other people. They took him from the world. They took him from us. Somebody that the world needed. They took him from the world today. He died. He literally died saving the life, trying to protect the life of another person. He died trying to protect a woman. A man that the world needs right now. The type of man that the world needs. They took him from us today. I don't know where we went wrong. No, actually, I think I do. I think I do. In a sense, I do. In a sense, I do. Dear white people, this is new territory. This is new territory for y'all. Because it's usually the browns and the minorities. They don't give a fuck about y'all now either. You know? I mean, I keep saying, and I think I said it before, I don't think we're gonna make it to the midterms. We're not gonna make it to the midterms at this point. We're not gonna make it to the midterms. It is what it is. People should be angry. People should be very angry. Because this man, he died trying to save humanity. He died trying to save humanity. I think I heard at least 5 gunshots. At least 5. He was not armed. At the time, he wasn't armed. If you watch the video, you can see one of the agents disarm him and take the gun right before he shot. On top of that, he had a right to be armed. It was legal. He had a right to carry. It was legal. Did he pull a gun on anybody? No. No, he had his phone out. He was recording. He was trying to intervene. When he seen them pushing a woman. Renee Good hasn't even been buried yet. They haven't even had her funeral. They're detaining babies. My emotions have been everywhere. My emotions have been everywhere. Because we didn't want this for y'all. We didn't want this for the world. And I don't wanna be on that I told you so shit. We did what we needed to do for everybody. Most of y'all did what y'all did for y'all. And now it's backfired. It's completely backfired. But here we are, still here rallying for you. I mean, MAGA, yeah, y'all be on some bullshit. We still wouldn't want to see nothing like this happen to y'all on the streets. But you know what? I will say this. Here lately, I haven't seen as much MAGA as I used to. So maybe y'all are really starting to understand how fucked up the decision y'all made. Because people are out here, good people are out here losing their lives. Don't think that you're invincible. Don't think that it can't be you, because it can. Because they're proving that they don't give a fuck about nothing. They don't give a fuck about nobody. This is about power and dominance. Tools. This is beyond you now. You just better find out. The people can't hold you responsible. Do what you need to do as a governor to protect your people. Do what you need to do as a governor to protect your people. And make sure you tell the board that they are out there for the people. They don't need to be facing the people like they're against the people. They need to be shoulder to shoulder with the people. Let the people know that you are for the people. Stand up to these tyrants. This is a new chapter of American history. I just want to say that. Welcome to a new chapter of American history. But yeah, they took a good soul today. Another good soul today. This is literally good versus evil. And it might seem like, because to me it seems like that too. It sort of seems like they're winning, right? They're not. The people understand their power. The people are coming. The people are coming. So these motherfuckers just feel an ICU nurse.
Trump has a playbook for how he handles people who try to hold him accountable. In August 2023, right after your office indicted him, President Trump shared that playbook on social media for everyone to see. He wrote, "If you go after me, I'm coming for you."
She's being really polite. No.
Trump has said that you, Mr. Smith, should be investigated and put in prison. He called you a disgrace to humanity, a radical left Marxist, a criminal. In fact, Trump has used the words deranged Jackson 185 times on Truth Social. How do you think that these statements have impacted you, your staff, and your investigation?
With respect to me, I think the statements are meant to intimidate me. I will not be intimidated. I think these statements are also made as a warning to others what will happen if they stand up. And I am, as I said, not going to be intimidated. We did our work pursuant to department policy. We followed the facts and we followed the law. And the law process resulted in proof beyond a reasonable doubt that he committed serious crimes. I'm not going to pretend that didn't happen because it's fact.
And Mr. Smith, do you believe that President Trump's Department of Justice will find some way to indict you?
I believe that they will have the power to do that because it's ordered to by the president.
Trump has a playbook for how he handles people who try to hold him accountable. In August 2023, right after your office indicted him, President Trump shared that playbook on be investigated and put in prison. He called you a disgrace to humanity, a radical left Marxist, a criminal.
My ideal leader doesn't doesn't stay where he does what he says what he does not have fancy water. Winning's exercising, so I took my balance to back. Mass qualities. I own a timeshare. Everybody deserves a second chance. PTA. Did he run away from the secretary? I left. My very first date with you would be 2 months. My ideal leader doesn't work.
Essentially describing it as an acceptable cost of immigration enforcement. Thank you, Justice. In the case of this obsession, It's just another person. Belgium, various ethnic racial minorities. Would you call it immigration? I'm still happy. Except it's not. The cracks are already there. You just haven't learned to see them yet. Picture this. Gas station down the street. Closed. No explanation. Just a handwritten sign that says, back soon. Your neighbor, the one who used to wait, now watches you through the blinds like you're a friend. Shrug it off. Probably got it wrong. These are signs, the kind that show up before the riots, before the blackouts, before the borders close, the kind that historians point to later and say, yeah, that's when it started. Never see it coming. Start lying to you. You walk into a store, it looks fine. Bright lights, music playing, but the canned food aisle, gas station, rationing fuel, charging double. This isn't a supply chain hiccup. This is the beginning of scarcity. And scarcity is the spark that lights the fuse. When basic resources start disappearing, people get nervous. Nervous people hoard. Hoarding creates more shortages. More shortages create panic. Panic creates violence. Violence creates violence. Shortages create once. First, then by the time you're using, half the city's already been living in survival mode for weeks. Here's the problem. 10% of its food supply to stay calm. It's 30% every 3 weeks before the moving starts. Think post-World War II Germany. People trade winning rings for potatoes. Venezuela in 2006. Hyperinflation made shells bare and riots followed. So when you see those empty shells, don't think inconvenience. Think countdown. Watch for sudden shortages of rice, flour, bottled water, fuel prices spiking, pharmacies out of painkillers, stores limiting purchases to a customer. Comments. Suddenly, everyone's using words with just trolls, politicians, influencers, your own uncle. This is dehumanization, and it's not accidental. It's a weapon. When people stop seeing the other side as human, violence becomes easier, justified even. When you're hurting a person, you're eliminating a threat. It's always the same. First, they use the words in jokes, then in arguments, then in policy. What starts as those people are crazy becomes those people are dangerous. Those people must be removed. And here's the test. If you can't Sitting down for coffee with someone from the other side without feeling disgust or fear. Dehumanization is already worked on. Nazi Germany, Jews weren't people, but parasites on radio. Then came the machetes. Watch for leaders using this language in speeches. Media framing entire groups as dangerous. Friends and family. We disagree. They must be stopped. You're already in the danger zone. Let's continue. Third sign. Rules appear overnight. Wake up, check your phone. Maybe it's a curfew. Maybe it's a restriction on travel. Maybe it's a ban on certain websites, raps. Just this is how it is. This is control tightening. Start small. Historical proof? The French Revolution. Taxes kept rising. No explanation, just more soldiers collected. The Patriot Act post 9/11. Surveillance exploded. Privacy vanished. Most people didn't notice until it was too late. Here's the kicker. It's not just laws. It's visible authority. Suddenly, there are more cops, more checkpoints, military vehicles rolling through neighborhoods, drones overhead, cameras on every corner. You'll accept each new restriction because the last one didn't kill you. Curfew at midnight? Fine. Then 10 p.m., then 8 p.m., then you need a permit to leave your block. Here's the tell. When authorities stop explaining why, start saying just why, they've stopped asking for consent. They're demanding obedience. When the state starts flexing muscle in public, it's because they're expecting resistance. What to watch for? Sudden curfews, restrictions, military presence in civilian areas, surveillance tech, drones, facial recognition, checkpoints, laws that limit free speech, assembly, movement, and officials justifying these measures with vague threats like for your safety. Use of soldiers where there used to be none, the clock is ticking. Fourth sign, information starts disappearing. Your internet slows down. Not everywhere, just certain sites. Social media goes dark during protests. News outlets start sounding identical, like they're all reading the same script. It's a city. This is information control, and it's a classic pre-collapse move. Here's why it works. A population that can't communicate, can't coordinate, can't resist. They'll cut your access during the exact moments you need it most. Protests, elections, crises. And here's the genius of it. They don't need to shut everything down. Just enough to make you doubt what's real, who to trust, and whether anyone else is seeing what you're seeing. Historical proof. Turkey 2013. The government throttled Twitter during protests. Egypt 2011. The internet went dark nationwide. Iran 2019. Cell networks shut down during uprisings. When the state controls the narrative, they control you. What to watch for? Internet slowdowns or outages during protests or unrest. News outlets all reporting the same story, same angle, same words. Social If you can't communicate freely, you can't organize. And if you can't organize, you can't resist. Fifth sign. Stop being neighbors. You used to chat over the fence, borrow tools, wave in the morning. Now, silence, suspicion. Your neighbor votes differently, so suddenly they're the enemy. Your cousin shares a post you don't like, so you block them. A coworker mentions the wrong opinion, so HR gets involved. This is social fragmentation, and it's the final stage before collapse. Here's the brutal truth. Societies don't collapse because of armies or governments. They collapse because neighbors stop helping each other. When the guy next door won't lend you a cup of sugar because of a bumper sticker. The more isolated you become, the more you rely on the state for protection. And the state, they love that. Divided people are controllable people. Historical proof? Yugoslavia, 1990s. Neighbors who'd lived side by side for decades turned on each other. Serbs versus Croats versus Bosniaks. Same streets, different flags. Then came the war. Rwanda, 1994. Hutus and Tutsis. Friends became killers overnight. When communities fracture, violence fills the gaps. What to watch for? Families splitting over politics, neighbors reporting each other to the authorities, workplaces becoming hostile over beliefs, public spaces, parks, cafes, schools segregating by ideology, choosing sides over staying neutral. Can't trust your neighbor, can't survive what's coming. Let's continue with the survival plan. So now what? You see the signs and know the collapse is coming. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not this year, but it's coming, and you're not going to be the one calling the roll. Here's your survival. No panic, no paranoia, just cold, practical preparation. Step 1, stay awake. Watch the patterns, track the shortages, notice the building, monitor the laws. Don't ignore the small stuff. The small stuff is the warning. Step 2, stockpile smooth. Don't hoard, don't draw attention. Quietly build reserve. Stuff that lasts, stuff that doesn't need refrigeration. Filtration systems. Medicine, antibiotics, painkillers, first aid supplies. Get them now while you can. Cash, ATMs go down, banks close. Have physical money. Small Step forward, stay low. Don't broadcast your prep. Don't post about it. Don't brag. The loudest preppers are the first targets when things collapse. Stay quiet, stay invisible, stay ready. Step 5. When the signs escalate, if the military moves in, if the blackouts last for days, if the violence spreads, an exit plan. Now let's talk about the economic signals. You check your bank account. Numbers are there. Something feels off. That coffee that cost $3 last month, now it's $5. Rent jumped 20%. Inflation is under control. Economic destabilization. And it's the illusion that precedes every collapse. Here's how it works. When currency loses trust, people panic. Cash, banks, start limiting withdrawals. Daily max out $500, then $200, then loans for maintenance. By the time you realize it's too late. Inflation doesn't announce itself. It creeps in temporary price adjustments. 100 days cost 10%. And 6 months later, you pay a week's salary on bread. By the time the middle class feels it, the economy has already crossed the point of no return. Historical proof. Weimar Germany, 1923. Zimbabwe in 2008. Argentina in 2000. Some savings into tangible assets. Can fund this currency, want this currency, feel this currency, because when your money becomes worthless, invisible value survive. If your money starts acting strange, don't wait for confirmation. ATMs will be empty. The world isn't ending tomorrow, but it's cracking today. Most people won't see it until it's So fast. You've learned to read the signs. You've learned to prepare. You've learned that survival isn't about luck. It's about awareness. It's about action. It's about seeing the calm before the collapse. Refusing to be caught in it. So when the supply stops, keep your gap in place. Because when the collapse comes, you can win. Even when it's so tough. Stay alert. Stay calm. Stay prepared. And whatever you do, don't ignore the empty shells. Out of spots. Starts. It's absolutely insane. Ice agents are coming. As you can hear, they are running. Witnesses is abducting ice agents. It seems like this. It's happening. Fucking ridiculous. And then I'm using not one, but two kinds of liquid blush. Potatoes are pink, that bright apples. Then we're taking a warmer red kind of blush. And with a brush that's way too big for this, we're going to start blending into that pink and then slowly move up into which ends up looking something like this. And then we're just going to take some center powder and use that to lighten up. Once those eyes are done, now I'm taking some liquid marker and doing it very grab some hot brush, get some fluffy brush, use that to brush away all that makeup. Then we're taking some brown lip liner and
Baby.
mascara. Small one on lashes. It's a big
in the U.S. campaign leadership team. We know that he had the intelligence, and there was going to be a high propensity for violence that day. Play my time now.
Obey order of the tunnels, gentlemen from Texas. We've had some disruptions already. We don't need that. Gentlemen, make it
They're just going after the Muslim boys. I don't like that. Fucking stick pick up on it. They then drove him home and they walk up to the front door asking to be let in so we can see if anybody else is willing to snatch. His older brother came home 20 minutes later with his dad and his little brother gone. Despite the fact that the whole family came from the legal port of entry, have an active asylum case, and don't have
The goal is to park this massive semi as small as it possible to reverse this truck on opening his name right here. But the trick to mastering this is all about the setup and having multiple missions. The truck needs a positioning to the center of the parking lot. This parking space is an illusion, and it's one of the reasons that it's now this is the empty space. So far, most front. This is your battle of life. Will you stop it automatically as at your birth? Was it lucky then? Now don't get me wrong, I'm not arguing against entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general. But do today's entrepreneurs really need billions of dollars? I mean, couldn't they survive on a measly $100 million? Because it's really important. You, the department, needs to spend millions bringing Supreme Court justices with them into the line. They treated news organizations as partners like money, and they turned their relationships with politicians into business trolls. This has made America a freer than ever. The economy is better. My house bills for if capitalism had worked properly, billionaires have gone away from the dough.
Bye.